So I was faced with this and this happened. What can I learn next time I'm in a similar situation? And really, at the end of the day, it's all about progress, not perfection.
Welcome to the Project My Life podcast from Monetti Productions.
What's up, guys? Anthony Monetti here. This is the Project My Life podcast show.
I'm Karen Monetti.
Boom. And we're diving deep into some personal stuff and just life stuff. And I'm having a great time with it. And I appreciate you guys for listening and watching. And I see you and hear you. So thank you for that. But today I want to talk about New Year's resolutions and New Year. We're approaching 2023. I want to talk about how you could get to your goals this year and make it not like any other year where you've, kind of did good for a couple months and then fell off, right? So,
Or the statistic of only 3 weeks.
Is it 3 weeks?
I think most New Year's resolutions last like 3 weeks, and then people start to fall off them.
But that's right at the point. 3 weeks is 21 days. That's right at the point where you're starting to make a change. So why does it happen, you think?
People start too aggressively.
Yeah, well, that's one of the reasons why people start too aggressive. First of all, they're coming off too extreme. We just last podcast we talked about the extreme mentality of kind of like doing good all year and then letting yourself go through the holidays and enjoying yourself too much, and then you come right back, swing it up with I'm taking all the foods out of my diet. I'm not going to drink, and I'm going to be going full force into my New Year's resolution. And what happens at the 21 mark if they're going too extreme?
I have no idea, but it's just a statistic that's
Really?
out there. It doesn't last long.
It doesn't. So speaking of lasting long, we should talk about the 3 C's. So commitment to your goal. And I'm going to dive deeper into each one of these, right? But committing yourself to your goals. And that takes discipline. That takes a bunch of fortitude, because life's not going to be perfect. So you're going to have to revisit that one commitment. Number 2 is going to be compassion, because it's not going to happen overnight. So you're going to have to be compassionate and treat yourself as if you were a friend to yourself and not beat yourself up. And if your friend, maybe made a mistake or something like that, you'd have a little bit more compassion for them. But I think that when it comes down to personal stuff, me personally, I know I do. I beat myself up, and I have to work on giving myself some grace and being compassionate with myself. And the third is surrounding yourself with the right people, community. Third C is community. Who you surround yourself with will determine, who you are, so to speak. And there's a bunch of phrases and quotes, and you are the sum, or you are the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with most. So we're big on that here at Body. Community is one of our main drivers that make this place successful. Is because we have the right people that we surround ourselves with, and I extend that. For me personally, like, I don't want to be working with the wrong person and I see them too much to have the wrong people in here, right? Not wrong, but people aren't who are supportive of themselves and also us and our energy. Does that make sense?
Sure.
All right, cool. You sure?
Yeah.
You seem very short with that, Karen.
It's fine.
You're like, sure. And I know you better. You're like, sure. You just give me that sure answer. But let's talk about it real quick. We're going to make this a quick one for you guys. So talk to me, Karen, about how somebody could keep their resolutions throughout the year and make it last longer than 21 days.
Well, I think it comes down to your why. First off,
Commitment? Would that be commitment?
Commitment.
Okay.
Yeah, well, commitment, and then also diving into the commitment. Why are you doing this? Not just to say like, oh, I just want to lose weight and fit into these pants. Go deeper, dive deeper into the commitment. What does commitment mean to you? Why is it so important? And what areas of your life can change once you commit to this?
And I think that gets lost somewhere when somebody is faced with something, right? Which leads to number 2, which is compassion, right? When somebody's faced with an obstacle or a challenge or some kind of adversity in their life, and most things that happen in your life are not in your control. There's only a couple things you can control, right? But when these things happen, how do you overcome them, and how do you kind of move past them? Like 21 days, what happens? A party or something, or you just say screw it and you go crazy?
I don't know what happens to most people. Again, this is a statistic. Whew, that one tongue twisted me a little
There
bit.
you go. Finally, we got one that tongue twisted you.
I don't really know what happens in most people, but what I see, again, is everybody goes really hard and they're like, I'm not doing anything bad, and they'll work out 6 days a week, maybe 7 days a week, and their bodies are exhausted. Life hits them in the face. Like they get, I don't know, maybe a kid gets sick, or, maybe they get a work I don't know, a project that gets thrown at them and they have to travel somewhere that they
the
didn't
perfect,
expect
right?
it.
The perfect,
Yeah.
trying to be perfect. My diet is perfect until it's not. And then you have the extreme mentality of letting it all go. And that's where compassion comes into play and say,
Sure.
all right, not everybody's going to be perfect. I'm going to wake up tomorrow. I'm going to start fresh and I'm going to get back on the commitment bandwagon and I'm going to get started again and make this a new day and fresh day.
Well, it's also about, to me, it's also about learning when you have those slip ups or the speed bumps, we'll call them. Like, what can you learn from that to help you in the future? So, I was faced with this and this happened. What can I learn next time I'm in a similar situation? And really, at the end of the day, it's all about progress, not perfection.
Boom.
Yeah.
Let's go. Third C is what?
Third C is community. That's my favorite.
Yeah. And that could be here, fitness and wellness studio. It can be your friends. It can be, if you have a group of friends that always go out and you always want to be social with them, and that's great, but they're always just like questioning you. Why are you eating a salad, bro? Like, have a beer. Like, why you got to be all healthy? Like, if you're surrounding yourself with the wrong people, that's going to be, inevitable that you're going to be starting to fall, or at least really not, you're going to be unsettled with your own self, right? So at night you're like, damn, why did I do that? Now you're starting to beat yourself up because you're, surrounding yourself with, I say the wrong people, but I've dropped some friends in my life who just their lifestyle just wasn't in line with mine, and I can still be social with them and I can still be friendly from a distance, but I know that if I'm around them too much, I'm not going to be happy with the results.
Yeah.
Go for it. Commitment or community. What's it mean to you?
Community. Well, it does mean surrounding yourself with people who are like-minded. So maybe that is joining a gym, a small gym, not a big box, because there's not much community in a big box.
This is body.com.
Yeah. Check us out. We have a very tight community here. No, but it could even be like Meetup, for example. You can go on meetup.com even and find walking groups. Like people who just get together for walks, right? Or get together and do some kind of social activity that's not based around food. So, there are statistics out there too that prove that when you are on this journey with somebody else, your chance of success goes up by like 80%. It is a drastic number. So whether that's your partner, whether that's your kid, whether it's a best friend, a relative, a stranger that you just meet, like at the gym or something, like your success will go up when you do it with other people and have community there. Because it's nice. Like when you don't feel motivated, they can push you a little bit. When you don't show up, they can call you out on that, right? And you could do the same for them. It's really, really nice. And it's really sometimes just good to know that there's other people struggling right alongside with you.
For sure. And I'll be honest with you, and I'm not just plugging our studio and what we do here. It really isn't. I mean, it will be, but it's not meant to be. And I'm just want to talk why we created such a small knit community here. I've worked in gyms before where people just showed up every day, year after year. I'll let you go, Karen. You feeling brushed?
No, I just have like 2 minutes.
Okay. Well,
let's go.
That's good. So I've worked in many gyms before, and people just show up year after year and look the same, don't make any changes. It's because they kind of get lost in the mix, do the same routine. They don't really, the people at the front desk don't really know their name. And I saw that and I was like, I want people to get results. From a bodybuilding standpoint, I always got results, right? So I had a plan. I go into it, and I had my people surrounding me, my coach, you as well, at some point when we met, holding me accountable. What we have here is you'll see some people come from other places, other big box gyms, and they don't have that environment where people actually hold them accountable. They show up, they take a class, but they're in the back and maybe their form isn't the best, or maybe that there's no accountability to it, so they don't really get to their goals. Whereas here we have such a small knit community and there's only 8 people working out at one time. You're not going to be able to hide in the back. So people who come here are going to get results. And I feel like, and again, it's not a plug for our studio. This is body.com. But when you do surround yourself with the people who want to see you get results, you're gonna put yourself in environment. And that comes back, circling back to the first C. Unintentionally, I want to circle back. Commitment. If you're really serious about making changes, you're going to put yourself in an environment where you're going to get the results. Not just saying you went to the gym, not just checking it off the box like I went to the gym or I took a class. You're actually going to commit to it fully. And that's when you get results. And that's going to help you get past that 21 day. BS, and that's when it's going to help you get past the holiday season or a birthday that comes up or a traumatic situation in your life or some kind of adversity in anything. I'm talking about fitness and nutrition right now, but really the commitment to bettering yourself and becoming the best version of yourself.
That's it.
That's it. We're good.
Wow.
All right. And how do we tell them, Karen, how to find out about us?
So you can hit us up on Instagram. My handle is Karen_Monetti.
I'm Anthony Monetti, ANTHONY MONETTI. I only say that so I can, help myself spell my name out. But also collectively, Karen and I have Body, which is BODHI.com. And also you can hit us up on social. This is Body, BODHI on Instagram and all the fun other media networks that are out there these days. But anyhow, thank you guys. I appreciate you for listening and watching. I appreciate your feedback. And if you just found one little smidge of value, either from me being silly, Karen being educational, share it with somebody who might find value as well. And we appreciate that, guys. Thank you very much.
Let's make 2023 the best year yet.
Best year. Do we have a motto for next year?
I don't think
Revival.
Revival. Woohoo.
Let's go.
2023 revival. And you could be a part of that too.
Yeah. 2020 was what? Rebirth. We were trying to set in the pace. Oh, I got a little whistle unintentionally. We were setting the tone, building the infrastructure back up here in Body, but the next year is going to be revival, the comeback. So make it your best year ever.
Toodaloo.
See you in the next one.
Thanks for listening. For more information, visit our website at thisisbody.com. That's thisisbodhi.com.